Good morning, guys. Welcome to literacy class. I'm going to read aloud some poems today. I think that would be a good format to do for literacy class since we're on online learning. I can't stress the importance of reading enough at home. Reading to your children, parents if you're listening, reading to your kids, read-alouds in your home language, whether it be Russian or Kazakh or Korean, but also trying to read some books in English if you're able to. But anyway, I'll do some read-alouds today just to model how this is done. Again, I cannot stress reading. Right now I'm reading this huge book called Sapiens. One of the kids gave this book to me for my birthday. I don't remember who gave it to me. So whoever gave me this book, thank you so much. It's an amazing book. Sapiens, and look how thick it is. Look how many pages it has. So many pages. But anyway, I'm reading this book right now. I'm always reading something. I just read the Dune series. You might have heard of that movie that came out, Dune. But it's actually based on a series of books written in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. There's 6 of them. I'm on the last book, Chapter House, Dune. But anyway, Dune is a pretty challenging read. It's for upper level. But anyway, you got to start somewhere. So I'm going to read some poems from one of my favorite books of poetry for children called Where the Sidewalk Ends. And it was written by Shel Silverstein. I got this book when I was a kid for Christmas. And my mom was a reading teacher, so she really loved to read. I'm going to read some poems from this book, and you can listen along, and I'll put the text. I'll film the text. All right, let's get into this. Some poetry with some rhyming words, maybe. Oh, listen for rhyming words. Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. This is the first poem in the book. It always opens up this wonderful book of poetry. It has an illustration. Remember, children, an illustration is a picture drawn by an illustrator to enhance the story or poem. Shel Silverstein, he was an author and an illustrator. That means he wrote the words and he drew the pictures. Shel Silverstein. And there's a picture of him on the back of the book. That's what he looked like. That's Shel Silverstein. He played guitar. Yeah. So Shel Silverstein is the author of The Giving Tree and many other books of prose and poetry. He also writes songs, draws cartoons, sings and plays the guitar, and has a good time. All right, let's go ahead and get into this book. Where the Sidewalk Ends. Let's go back to invitation. Wow, this book was written in 1974. Wow, it's a lot older than I thought. I got it in the 80s when I was a kid. So here we go. Let's read some poems. And I'll let you guys practice reading too. Everyone say invitation. Can you say that with me? Invitation. What's an invitation? Here's the candle. An invitation is when someone invites you somewhere. Maybe you get a birthday invitation or an invitation to, I don't know, go to some sort of event, a special event. Let's read it. Say invitation. That is the title of this poem. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire. For we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. Okay, I'm just going to leave this here for a little bit. You can try to read it at home. You can pause the screen and read it with your parents, okay? We can read it slowly together. Ready? Go. Everyone say invitation. Say it aloud. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire. For we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. All right, so that's a good one. Let's find some more poems in this book to read. His illustrations here. These are acrobats, maybe at the circus. Let's read it. Everyone say, the acrobats. I'll swing by my ankles. You see, he's swinging by his ankles. Those are his ankles. She'll cling to your knees. She's clinging to your knees. She's holding this guy's knees. As you hang by your nose, he's hanging by his nose. From a high up trapeze. This is a trapeze. Okay, it's that thing they swing on in the circus. But just one thing, please, as we float through the breeze, don't sneeze. What would happen if this guy sneezed? Yeah, that's right, they'd all come falling to the ground. Acrobats are people who perform stunts and things like that. They swing up high on the trapeze. They might ride a motorcycle and jump across a bunch of cars, something like that. Acrobats. They are physically fit and they do amazing tricks. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can just pause the video and read it at home with your parents. Let's do it slowly. The acrobats. I'll swing by my ankles. She'll cling, cling means hold on tight, to your knees as you hang by your nose from the high up trapeze. But just one thing, please, as we float through the breeze, don't sneeze. Oh, I hear a lot of rhyming words in this song. Do you hear the rhyming words? Here we go. Rhyming words, rhyming words. Yes, we found the rhyming words. Usually rhyming words, here's a little tip. They're at the end of each line in the poem. So this is a line, this is a line, here's a line, right? Look at the end of the lines for rhyming words. Not always, but some of the time, a lot of the time, that's where a poet, which is a person who writes poems, will put the rhyming words. Here we go. Swing, ankle, cling, knees, hang, nose, high up, trapeze. Here we go. Knees, trapeze, please, breeze, sneeze. Oh my goodness, there's so many rhyming words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct? Yeah, knees. So there's 5 of them. Knees, trapeze, please, breeze, sneeze. 5 rhyming words in that one. If you counted 5 at home, good job. All right, so you can pause the video and read it on your own. Practice at home with your mom and dad. Okay, did we skip over anything? No, that was invitation. Next one was the acrobats. So Shel Silverstein is an author because he did write stories like The Giving Tree, and he wrote poems. So he's a poet as well, and an illustrator or an artist that did the drawing. So he was pretty talented, this Shel Silverstein. He's one of the most famous poets of children's poetry and author of children's literature. It's very famous. All right, here we go. Next one. I like this one. It's called Magic. Okay, here we go. Magic. Sandra's seen a leprechaun. Eddie's touched a troll. Lori danced with witches once. Charlie found some goblins' gold. Donald heard a mermaid sing. Susie spied an elf. But all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself. Oh, I heard rhyming words. Myself, elf. What's an elf? Elf is like a creature, like Santa Claus has elves, little people with pointy ears. They're not real. So it's myself, elf. Okay, goblins, gold, witches, troll, leprechaun. Okay, leprechaun is something from Irish folklore, from Ireland, from the country of Ireland. They're little men, kind of like elves, but they wear green and they guard the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. When I was a kid in the United States, we celebrated St. Patrick's Day in March, And leprechauns were a big part of that celebration, where you had to wear green, or a little leprechaun would come and give you a pinch. A troll is like a monster, lives under a bridge. Okay, witches are like, I think in Russian, Baba Yaga, right? Then we have goblins. They're like little monsters, little creatures that live in dungeons. And you have to, get past them if you want to find the gold. Mermaids, these are fish people that live underwater. It's a lady. So that's what a mermaid is. These are mythological creatures. So I'll leave this here, and you can go ahead and pause the video if you want to practice reading at home with your mom and dad. All right, let's move on. Oh, here we go. Look what happened to these kids here. Looks like they have a boat. And that boat looks like it sunk, maybe, in the water. Let's read. Homemade boat. This boat that we just built is just fine. And don't try to tell us it's not. The sides and the back are divine. It's the bottom, I guess we forgot. They forgot the bottom of the boat. So of course it's going to sink if they don't put a bottom on the boat. All right, so I'll leave this here. You can pause the video and read it at home with your parents. Let's see what we have next.